3 weeks into our fake relationship, I developed a dangerous habit: forgetting we were pretending. Like when I automatically reached for Jake's coffee cup at brunch because I knew he liked 1 sugar, not 2. Or how I'd wake up to find I'd texted him good morning before remembering we weren't actually together. But the real problem started at Kyle's wedding. We'd RSVP'd months ago, back when David was still my +1. Now here I was, clutching Jake's arm in a too-tight reception hall while David and Rachel slow danced to Ed Sheeran 20 feet away. Jake smelled like expensive cologne and poor decisions, his suit jacket straining across shoulders that suddenly seemed broader. Had he always been this tall? "You're staring," he murmured, his breath warm against my ear. I wasn't staring at him. Okay, fine. I was totally staring at him. The plan had been simple. Show up looking disgustingly happy, make David jealous, leave early. But then Jake's hand found the small of my back during cocktail hour. Then he charmed my entire friend group with stories about our first date that never happened. And now? Now he was looking at me like I'd hung the moon while Perfect played in the background, and my traitorous heart was doing somersaults. "We should dance," he said suddenly. "What?" "David's watching." His fingers twitched against my waist. "Sell it." That's how I found myself pressed against Jake to, thinking out loud, hyper-aware of every point of contact. His palm against my lower back, his thigh brushing mine, the way his Adam's apple bobbed when I accidentally on purpose grazed his neck. "Relax," he chuckled, mistaking my tension for discomfort. "I don't bite." That's when I made my first mistake. I looked up. Jake's eyes weren't laughing anymore. They were dark, focused, tracking my every micro-expression like I was a puzzle he needed to solve. The air between us crackled with something far more dangerous than pretend affection. Second mistake. I wet my lips. Jake's breath hitched. His grip tightened. And for one terrifying, exhilarating second, I thought, clink, clink, clink. The spell shattered as David tapped his champagne glass, standing way too close with Rachel hanging off his arm. "Mind if we cut in?" he asked, all smug superiority. Jake's arm became an iron bar across my back. "Actually, it's fine," I lied, stepping back. Because some sick part of me needed to prove I could touch David without feeling anything. Biggest mistake ever. Dancing with David was like hugging a mannequin, all stiff limbs and fake smiles. I kept glancing over his shoulder at Jake, who'd retreated to the open bar, jaw clenched as he downed what was definitely not his first whiskey. "So," David said, pulling me closer than necessary, "you and Jake, huh?" "Yep." "Serious?" "Very." The lie tasted bitter now. David's fingers dug into my hip. "Funny. He never looked at you like that before." "Like what?" "Like you're the last woman on earth." I stumbled off the dance floor, my chest aching, because Jake had been looking at me differently lately. And the terrifying truth? So had I. I found him on the terrace, tie loosened, staring at the city lights. For once, his poker face failed him. Every raw emotion was right there. Jealousy, frustration, something deeper I couldn't name. "Hey," I said softly. He didn't turn. "We should leave." "Jake, this was a bad idea." His voice was rough. "You're not over him. That's not— Don't." Finally, he faced me, eyes glittering with unshed tears. "I can't keep pretending, Mandy." The world tilted. "What do you mean?" "You want honesty? Fine." He stepped into my space, cradling my face with heartbreaking gentleness. "That kiss at the cafe last week? Not pretend. Me volunteering to do this? Not pretend. The way I've felt about you since sophomore year? Definitely not pretend." My breath caught. "Jake, so tell me to stop," he whispered, thumb brushing my cheekbone. "Tell me this is still just revenge." I should've. God knows I should've. But when his lips finally met mine, all I could think was, this doesn't feel fake. The kiss was soft at first, testing, hesitant. Then my fingers twisted in his shirt, pulling him closer, and suddenly we were crashing into the balcony railing, his hands in my hair, my back arching against him. Every repressed year of want poured into that moment until... click. We broke apart to find Rachel holding up her phone, grinning like the Cheshire Cat. "David's gonna love this." Jake moved to intercept her, but I caught his wrist. "Let her go." "But look at me." I waited until his wild eyes met mine. "Was any of that real?" His answering smile wrecked me. "What do you think?" We never made it back to the reception. Just drove to my place in charged silence, hands clasped so tight they ached. The second the door closed, Jake pinned me against it, forehead resting against mine. "Last chance," he breathed. "Tell me to leave." I answered by pulling him down to the couch, where we stayed until sunrise, talking, arguing, unraveling years of unsaid things. How he'd loved me since the night I helped him study for finals despite having food poisoning. How I'd secretly compared every guy to him. How neither of us had been brave enough to risk our friendship. And when the morning light finally spilled across his sleeping face, I realized with dizzying clarity, I'd set out to break David's heart. Instead, I'd gone and fallen for my best friend.